the perspective now from Israel and speak to Gideon Levy, who's an author and columnist with the Israeli newspaper Haaretz. He's joining us from Tel Aviv. Gideon, I'm sure you were able to hear what we were just discussing there with Abdullah Lari, and I want to get your first thoughts about what Israel's war aims are today in both Lebanon and Gaza. What is ultimately the objective?
You see, Polly, Israel is seeing this situation as an opportunity. No other way to describe it. It's an opportunity to crush all its enemies and to delete all the dangers. This is obviously an unachievable goal, but Israel is aiming there. First in Gaza to smash Hamas, and then to crush Hezbollah in Lebanon, and if possible also to at least hit the potential power of Iran, or at least to eliminate it, or at least to minimize it. This is, in Israel's eyes, the great opportunity, and the world let Israel do it.
An opportunity, you say. If you look at Lebanon, for example, in the case of Lebanon, Israel has been there. I mean, we've been there with Lebanon in the past. Israel occupied southern Lebanon and had to withdraw in '82. What makes it believe that the situation is different this time around, that it can be successful on this front? And what is the end game in sight for Israel in Lebanon? Is it just a military one or a political one as well?
You know, Polly, a gambler goes again and again to the casino, and he never learns. He loses and loses and loses, and he tries again because he believes that the next time will be his chance, his great chance. He will make the big hit. Israel, in many ways, is behaving very similarly, not learning anything from its own experience, very close experience. It's not decades ago, it's few years ago. And again, we believe that this time it will work, because this time we have the opportunity, because this time we will beat them, this time we will not leave anything of Hezbollah and anything of Hamas, and finally it will end in a kind of a diplomatic agreement which could have been achieved before this terrible war, and we will just aim to the next war. That's the strategy, that's the end game.
Okay. What about the Israeli public at large? Do they believe that reoccupying northern Gaza or southern Lebanon is really going to bring Israel security? As we've seen in the past few days, there's been an increase in rocket attacks, drone attacks in Israel coming from Lebanon. Are people ready for the consequences of what their government is leading their country towards?
Definitely yes. And mainly after the 7th of October. There was a certain shift in Israel's public opinion after the 7th of October. Israelis lost. Those few Israelis who still believed in peace with the Palestinians and in all kinds of settlements, they, almost all of them, changed their mind. Most of the Israelis think that after the 7th of October, we have the right to do whatever we want without any limits, and that after the 7th of October, there's no room to dream about, crazy ideas like peace or coexistence. And so we are now one year in a war which didn't bring Israel any achievements, and still the vast majority of Israelis support it. The protest, is aimed at Netanyahu, at not returning the hostages, but not at the war.
Thank you for talking to us, Gideon. Thank you for your time and sharing the view there from Israel. Gideon Levy, a columnist at the Israeli newspaper Haaretz, joining us on the NewsHour.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.